Hurricane Erin is on the horizon for reaching the United States, and it will quickly make its way up to a Category 4 hurricane very soon, affecting the Bahamas and Puerto Rico area, so pretty much the Caribbean. There's also severe weather today, Saturday, and possibly over the next 7 to 14 days, and we'll look at what to expect then. My name is Colin Holtorth, and this is Mesocapped Weather Association. So Hurricane Erin right now is a Category 1, quickly going to make its way up to Category 4 status, and look at that rotation. It is rotating very well right now. It is rapidly gaining strength. You can see those white dots popping in every once in a while. It is really, really strong. So right now we have some warnings in place in Puerto Rico and this area. So this area will definitely receive some tropical storm force winds, might even get a little rainy, and there'll definitely be the possibility of some storm surge and definitely some rip currents. The Bahamas also might be affected with some rip currents as well, so we have to be keeping a close eye on that. We'll look at the models and what the computer simulations are showing this hurricane in just a second. On August 17th at 7 p.m., the National Hurricane Center has put its forecast to be 161 mile-an-hour gusts with Category 4 status. Here's the GEFS ensemble, and basically what an ensemble model is it takes a whole bunch of models and it compiles it all together so you can see inconsistency or the average of different models. So we can see here, this is our Hurricane Erin right now, and if we compile all the models that are in the GEFS, it's showing that it rocks its way along Puerto Rico or along the Bahamas and then makes a quick turn towards North Carolina, South Carolina, and it's showing that it's going to ride the coast. So as we can see there, it's certainly going to ride the coast anywhere from here to here. So all the models are showing it not hitting the US directly, but there is about a 10-15% chance that this does get really close to the US and provide storm surge. There's no doubt about it. Anywhere along the East Coast, rip currents are a huge possibility. So let's go look at what each individual models are going to show. So right here we have 20 different ensemble models, and as we can see here, some of the models like ensemble number 1, 3, 4, 5, they have it closer to getting the United States versus some of the others. So you can look at it, there's just a couple of them that get it, like ensemble number 11 right here. Only a couple of them that actually have it even hitting the US just like a little bit or just the tail edge of it. So at most tropical storm force winds right now, and I can confidently say that this will not be impacting the US directly, but there will be rip currents. There's a small chance of storm surge, so if you live along the coast or you're planning to go to the beach, maybe rethink those plans and plan with Hurricane Erin in mind, because this will be a very big hurricane and it can get those rip currents and storm surge a long ways because it is a very powerful one. Now let's talk about the severe weather that'll be happening Friday and Saturday. So the SPC has issued a pretty decently sized slight risk today, and as you can see, it takes out a big chunk of Iowa, Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, and a pretty good slice of South Dakota. As we can see, we only have a very small 2% risk of tornadoes in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Wind threat is covering the entire slight risk, and we have a 15% hail risk over there in southern Minnesota and that part of Wisconsin. We'll take a look at what the models have to say in just a second. For tomorrow, which will be Saturday, we have a slight risk over here in South Dakota again, and a pretty decent size marginal risk encompassing this area. They've issued a 2% tornado risk over here in South Dakota, 15% wind, and 15% hail threat, which is pretty typical for a slight risk. We'll also check what the models are showing about Friday and Saturday right now. First, let's look at what the HRRR, my favorite day 1 model, is showing right now. And it's showing that this storm, which actually did produce a severe thunderstorm, will continue to go off and then dissipate as it reaches eastern Iowa. Some of the storms are going to come around here in South Dakota, North Dakota, form just a few supercells, maybe even congeal into a little line, and then produce maybe a tornado or two, maybe a couple tornado warnings, and then it's just a big mess right here, just a little line. Now the models aren't super consistent, so we know exactly where the storms will be, we just don't know exactly the extent of the storms, because the models for today are a little inconsistent. Now if we look at the NOM nest, which is my favorite day 2 model run, it's showing that not a lot happens over here in North and South Dakota, but we do have a little bit of a congealing line right here that produces maybe a couple of brief spin-up tornadoes, hail, and wind in this area before it goes out. We'll take a quick look more into Wisconsin. As we can see, it's just a bunch of mess. So if you live anywhere on the slight risk, just watch out for a possibility of a tornado warning, wind and hail threat. Make sure you have your ways to receive warnings. Now for Saturday, where that slight risk is, let's go back to Nebraska. As we can see there on tomorrow, we can see that it's a very similar setup. There's a few supercells and whatnot that go past, produce some hail, maybe a couple tornadoes, stuff like that, and then it dissipates, so nothing super serious. So let's see what the 500 millibar wind speed's driving this, and see what's going to be happening throughout the next week. So here is what's driving that threat today. So we can see this little dip here in our trough, this very large area of injection right here. That's what's producing the lifting mechanism to bring these storms and cause that chaos. As we can see here, by Saturday night, it should be completely out of the way. And then Sunday, we have a brief couple little areas. There might be a few thunderstorms, nothing too crazy. So after Sunday, we have a very big area of a high pressure ridge right in here, which is going to heat up the area above average just a little bit, and will have no significant severe weather whatsoever. And then as we go to mid-August, we can see that trough starts to move, or that ridge starts to move more to the west, and we get cooler temperatures over here in the northeast. Some of the ensembles are saying about that, and it's showing basically the same thing. As you can see, there's our high pressure moving away, cooler temperatures over here in the northeast, and then possibility for severe weather again towards the end of August. So subscribe, like, leave a comment of your area for a specific forecast. This is going to have to be something we should watch. Here are our rainfall totals for today. As we can see here in Wisconsin, Minnesota, there's this isolated. Some regions may see up to 2 to 3 inches of rain. So if you have any saturated area and you've been under a flash flood warning, be careful, especially if you live near those creeks and rivers. So you can see out in Washington, be careful for those mudslides, because there we might see pockets of 5 inches of rain over here in this area. And then over in the Carolinas, again, just some more showers that are producing some light rain. And if you're already dealing with flooding, watch out. For Saturday, we can see here the same thing was in Wisconsin. Some areas might receive up to 2 to 3 inches in rain. Thankfully, Seattle, none. And then the Carolinas, again, just a little bit. As we go to Sunday, as we can see here, same thing in Wisconsin. Again, areas of 2 inches. So just watch out if you are in this Wisconsin, Minnesota area, to be careful. As we can see, there is a slight risk of excessive rainfall in this area. So the Weather Prediction Center is saying watch out. Same thing on day 2, and on day 3, the same thing. So be careful over here. We really don't want to see Milwaukee have any more rain, because they had massive flooding earlier, but it is what it is. So thank you. If you have an area you'd like me to do a forecast on, drop it in the comments below. I will do that for you. Thank you for watching Mesocapt Weather Association. Like and subscribe, boost the algorithm, play it again maybe, and I'll catch you in the next forecast.